In order to save the world, Bruce Banner is going to smash it into pieces first. All this and more in the pages of Immortal Hulk issue number 26. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where the last issue left off, Devil Hulk and his cadre of gamma-powered outsiders defeated General Fortin and took control of Shadow Base. Only Banner vows that the new Shadow Base won't actually operate in the dark at all. Instead, he broadcasts his manifesto to the world. He says that he's taken the multi-billion dollars worth of dirty money funneled into this group to try and vivisect him to make new super weapons, and instead plans to use it to save the world. Of course, Banner and his many multiple Hulk personalities have a very different definition of saving the world than most people, and in fact we get this out when Banner decides to have a sit-down with Amadeus Cho. Amadeus, for those who don't remember, is another big brain like Banner himself, a champion, an agent of Atlas, as well as the fill-in Hulk for when Bruce was dead. In fact, Amadeus wonders to himself, hey, does all this Green Door stuff affect me? If I die, will I come back? Bruce says that Amadeus probably shouldn't test that theory. After all, the Sasquatch is dead again, and General Ross has only stayed dead. Obviously, the current brawn, formerly totally awesome Hulk is worried about Banner. His manifesto has gotten a lot of people scared. As Banner puts it, the world is broken beyond repair. The seas are boiling due to global warming. People are choking on pollution, dying due to poison water. Oh, sure, they're superheroes, but all they really do is defend and prop up the status quo. When was the last time any of them enacted any real lasting change? Bruce says that he's not a hero anymore, that the world can't be saved in the state it is right now, and the only thing you can do with something as broken as this is smash it to pieces. Because only then can you really start anew. Helping Banner start anew is, of course, the other members of Shadow Base, Dr. McGowan, who stuck around from the General Fortin era. In fact, most of the science department stuck around, we discover. It was their job to study the Hulk, and now the Hulk is actually living next to them. Currently, the science department, along with Doc Samson, are working on their own theories revolving the Hulk syndrome. Basically, everyone with Gamma has a different voice in their head telling them stuff to do. They wonder if this is a uniquely Hulk thing or if this is a uniquely Banner thing. After all, pretty much everyone we're dealing with right now got their Gamma powers because of the original Hulk. And because Bruce Banner himself suffered from dissociative identity disorder before he even became the Hulk, they all have to wonder, did he pass this on to other people without knowing it? Now, the Hulk's message of tearing down the status quo and holding those responsible who would try and harm the Earth itself has actually resonated with quite a few everyday people. The Hulk has kind of become something of a rallying cry. People are donning green colors and saying smash. This has the government pretty damn terrified, but they can't do anything about it right now. Bruce Banner really pulled down their pants, revealing all that money that was going into the Shadow Base project. You know, money that they much rather would have spent on more guns and bombs and camps, so instead they decide to outsource dealing with the Hulk to corporate America, you know, like normal. Naturally, energy giant Roxxon is there to pick up the bill on this one, and they hit the Hulk with a full-on media offensive. The Fox News stand-ins call the Hulk a dangerous radical who is poisoning the minds of young Americans with his messaging, while the Rush Limbaugh-esque radio personalities praise Roxxon for their swift and decisive action dealing with this threat. And oh look, is that a Q on his coffee mug? I think it is. Why, even Jacqueline's Arizona-based paper is all caught up in this right now. After all, she was a witness to what went down in Shadow Base, and her story has really put her small-time paper on the map. The Hulk has become their Spider-Man. Of course, Jackie's eyes have really been opened with her time spent with the Hulk, and because of that, she's not interested in towing the company's line anymore. If Roxxon and their corporate media puppets want to fight, well then she's gonna fight right back, whether her bosses like it or not. As Bruce swears in the next coming days and weeks, he's going to Hulk out. He's going to smash like he always does, only this time he's going to be focusing himself like a laser at the institutions that profit off of pain. The ones that buy news stations and politicians so they never have to face any real lasting justice. People like, well, Roxxon. Amadeus Cho isn't unsympathetic to what Banner is doing. After all, he's something of an inspiration to him, but he also can't really take this ride with him. Bruce is ultimately a little dejected that he couldn't get Brawn on his side, but that's not to say his message hasn't reached the ears of some other unlikely individuals like Namor, his old Defender buddy. After all, the Prince of the Seven Seas has always hated pollution and the way things are done on the surface world, so joining forces with the Hulk just makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Now, what the Hulk probably would have had no way of realizing is that these new accelerated tactics have in turn had a bit of a ripple effect. You see, Dario Agger, the head of Roxxon, holds a meeting with his whole board, but he doesn't do it in his human form, he does it in his Minotaur form, which he's usually been trying to hide if you remember reading him in the Thor books. The way Agger sees it, the Hulk is coming to destroy his entire way of life. The Minotaur may have been able to get off scot-free in supporting the Dark Elves in their invasion of Earth, but this fight is going to be completely different. It's going to be way uglier. It's going to be monster versus monster, because as he sees it, the world is a maze of power and money, but he is the Minotaur at the end. And so that was the Immortal Hulk issue number 26, everybody, and man, what a mind-blowing issue this truly was. Once again, this issue does an absolutely amazing job genre-bending itself in a way that I never would have thought possible, while also still staying true to the core of what Hulk is, and that is, well, anger. Ewing asked the very hard, very topical questions, and that is, what are people mad about in the year 2019? Well, wealth inequality, the destruction of the environment, and those rich and powerful who are continuing to profit off these disasters. The moral is, you'd have to be crazy to not be mad when you hear all of this, and really when you're mad, isn't there a little Hulk in everybody? Overall, I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 10 out of 10. This was an excellent issue and promises that we are going to be heading into one of the most exciting, unpredictable eras of the Hulk maybe ever.
Hey there everyone, Kate Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.